Alright, thank you very much for clicking on the video. This is Gulpain, back with another quick PSP review, and this one is Capcom Classics Collection Reloaded. So there's two of these bad boys on PSP. There's Remix and Reloaded, and there's a few games on it, although there's a few I'm not familiar with. There's these first three, 1943, and then 1943 something else, and then 1943 something else. I don't know. Those ones are just like, I don't know, it's like you're the Americans, but you're killing the Japanese, even though the game was made in Japan, which is very strange. And then you got Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins, and then Super Ghouls and Ghosts as well. So again, a series I'm not overly familiar with is the old Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts. I always thought they were too difficult to basically, I've played them obviously, and I've played I wouldn't know the difference between them. I think the Super Nintendo version was a good one. So I think that was Super Ghouls and Ghosts, but I'm not sure if this is the same one, because these all seem to be arcade games. So this one, I mean, it's an arcade game, and it's arcade hard, and it's very, very difficult. And you know, it only took me like a second to lose my armor there, which is indicative. The one on the Nintendo Entertainment System, that one was really difficult. I remember watching an episode of Angry Video Game Nerd where they tried to complete it, and you have to complete it like twice, and it's very, very difficult. So anyway, it's a good game, Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins, but not one I'd go back to. It's just the difficulty's too high. Then there's a few more here that I don't really know. Mercs, obviously, it's like a top-down shooter. Not 100% on that one. What I do know is Street Fighter though, and there's three versions of Street Fighter on this. It seems to be the World Warrior Champion Edition, and then Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting. Again, I'm not sure if they look like the arcade versions, because they look way too nice, and the sound is way too good in them for them to be the Mega Drive or the Super Nintendo versions, although I could be wrong, I'm not sure. But it does, I don't know, the graphics do look very, very, very crisp and very arcade-like. So I don't know, I could be wrong on that, but I'll give it a quick go here. Why not, just to see, how it plays. And it plays excellently. It is the arcade one. Actually, there's a lot more animation, and the characters seem to be a bit bigger as well. And there's that, you can always know like the parallax, the bits in front of the characters, if it's the arcade one or not. But yeah, great selection of Street Fighter games here. Again, Street Fighter, I mean, this collection alone, I'd buy it just for Street Fighter. Although Capcom keep releasing Street Fighter, they've just released another one a while ago on Switch, well, a couple of years ago. Well, two actually, the one with all of them, it's like Street Fighter 3 and everything on it as well, so they keep doing that. There's another few here that I'm not familiar with. I did try them all just to see what they were like Sun, Vulcan. Wasn't really overly impressed by any of these games. Obviously Street Fighter is the meal ticket here. It's the babyface. But the rest of them, I don't know, they're not great. There's a few shooters, but they're really slow. I can imagine if you were I love Gun.Smoke though. That's a good game. I can only play for like 10 minutes before I get killed. I can imagine if you played these years ago, they would be, you'd like them a lot. Now, Knights of the Round, that's definitely a Super Nintendo game, but this still looks like it must be the arcade version. I don't know. It must be anyway. I'll have to have a check. I have to have a check later, but it does look, yeah, it would be an arcade game, because you wouldn't have three players on Super Nintendo. You'd have just one player, just like Final Fight. This one is very good as well, Knights of the Round. I have played this before when I went on a bit of a arcade beat 'em up kind of, like a arcade beat 'em up Fandango or whatever you call it, where I just played a load of arcade beat 'em ups. Then we've got a couple here at the end. I wasn't really familiar with Eco Fighters, and then I realised I have actually played this before as part of a high score challenge I did a while ago. But this one is actually the guy to start. His voice is really funny. He sounds like sort of the guy from Mega Man, the doctor from the terrible Brooklyn or Bronx accent from Mega Man, whatever it is, the Mega Drive version. But anyway, this one is a shooter, and this one is very strange because you have to flick around the stick you have, and you shoot out of it, and it's very, very strange. It is a good game though. So this one will probably be my favourite shooter on this collection, and obviously Street Fighter and Knights of the Round would be like the pick of the litter, the pick of the bunch. But yeah, that's Capcom Classics Collected. Again, not really great. It's okay, just for Street Fighter alone is good, and if you like Ghouls and Ghosts, and again, if you're a fan of the old arcade ones, it's excellent. So let me know if you've played this game before, and see you next video. Adios.